Hey everybody, CLARKSIDE here. In this video I'm taking a look at the Dragon's Teeth DLC for Battlefield 4 and talking about why I think DICE got it right with this DLC compared to what has come before it. So I'll also be looking back at the highs and lows of Battlefield 4 since its release last year. Before I get down to the finer details, I just want to politely ask that if you enjoy this video then please like, comment and subscribe to show your support. So, what's Dragon's Teeth all about then? Well, it's the fourth DLC for Battlefield 4 and it's the most infantry-centric expansion that we've been treated to so far. The 4 new maps that we battle it out over take place in war-torn cities across Asia. We have Lumpini Gardens, Pearl Market, Propaganda and Sunken Dragon. More about each of those maps shortly. In addition to the 4 new maps, we also have some new pew-pews to boot. For pistols we have the Unica 6 and Deagle 44, which are featured in an unlock guide. Hint hint, click the annotation on screen to check that out. There's a new PDW, the MPX, the CS5 sniper rifle and Bulldog assault rifle. The DLC doesn't end there, because there is also a new game mode called Chain Link, 5 new achievements and 11 new assignments. That's the quick and easy rundown. Now let's get up in this DLC's guts. So for starters, the map designs are where this DLC really excels. Each one is set in an Asian city that the People's Liberation Army has locked down. Lumpini Gardens is set in Bangkok, Thailand. The 142-acre park features shallow waterways and islands connected by footbridges. This is the most infantry-focused map out of this DLC and only features like light vehicles, the PWC and quad bike, or if you really want to goof around, the skid loader. It's refreshing to play more gun versus gun skill matches that aren't just one continuous choke point like Metro or Operation Locker. We can strategise, flank and use cover to our advantage without fearing death from above or a tank rolling around the corner. This is my favourite map out of the bunch. Next we have Propaganda, which is set in Pyongyang, North Korea. This is the largest out of the Dragon's Teeth maps and focuses more on a balance of vehicular combat and close quarters infantry warfare. Don't think that you'll be able to tank or it up easily though, because the wide open streets and long sight lines in the centre of the map are countered by tight alleys and clustered buildings around the edges, so grunts can easily duck behind cover and break line of sight. Fans of Flood Zone will find a home on Sunken Dragon, which has a similar Levolution event where activating floodgates will raise and lower the water levels in parts of the map. Finally we have Pearl Market, which is probably my least favourite map for the DLC, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad map. I just personally don't like the flow of it on the ground. Once you get up on the rooftops, it's more fun engaging in building-to-building firefights and picking off soldiers down below. We can't talk about the maps without talking about how they work for the existing game modes and the new game mode Chain Link. Rather than run through game mode by game mode and map by map, I'll just say this. I've not encountered any serious issues with the map designs where I've stopped and thought, well, map X doesn't work with game mode Y. I've been very satisfied with how these new battlegrounds have expanded the game. On now to Chain Link. Chain Link is a variation of Conquest that focuses more on infantry combat. Rather than achieving victory by capturing the majority of objectives, points are maintained by capturing adjacent objectives and forming links, or bled from the enemy by breaking their links and maintaining more links than them. Much like Domination and Scavenger, the capture speed on objectives is a lot faster than Conquest. I think that this DLC has arrived at the right time for Battlefield 4 because some of the biggest bugs in the game have been worked on, and although not ironed out completely, the general state of the game is a damn sight better than what it has been. As for how this compares to other DLCs, Dragon's Teeth has to be my favourite so far. My issues with China Rising was that there wasn't a single standout map, and apart from the setting, it didn't feel like a cohesive DLC. I'm sure by design Dragon's Pass and Guilin Peaks were meant to appeal to the Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Vietnam fans, but they were offset by 2 open vehicular-centric maps, Altai Range and Silk Road, both of which may as well have been Armoured Kill Round 2 and feature the tank superiority game modes from Battlefield 3. Because if you weren't up in the sky or in armour, you were a squishy easy kill for the machines of war. Our new game mode for China Rising was Air Superiority, which the map design has very little relevance when you're zipping about at breakneck speeds. Next we had Second Assault, which featured remastered versions of 3 much-loved maps from previous Battlefield games and Metro 2014, which, to be fair, DICE tried to fix by putting in more flanking routes, but only achieved adding more choke points to be nade spammed and RPG'd until the screen shake gave you a seizure. Metro, really? Why Metro? And to think that DICE charged for this DLC. If I hadn't got it as part of Premium, then I would have felt really cheated. To think that DICE and EA charged for this DLC separately. At best, this ought to have been a free DLC for all Battlefielders, regardless of whether you were enough of a mug to have bought Premium. Sorry, I'll step away from the mic before my blood boils. Woosa! Seriously now, the mode that was added with this DLC was Capture the Flag, which made sense for all maps apart from Metro 2014. Instead of Metro, I would have much preferred to have seen Grand Bazaar or Sen Crossing. The third DLC was Naval Strike, which seemed like a very good package to me, that I would have played more if it hadn't have come out when Battlefield 4 was at its most broken. Somehow the netcode and rubber banding were at its worst just after this DLC came out. I don't know if it had something to do with the change that came about with the accompanying patch, or whether it was the scale and complexity of the levels and waves and weather events that caused the Naval Strike matches to be so buggy. It's a real shame because from what little time I played of this DLC, I really enjoyed and loved the map designs. The Carry Assault mode successfully combined features from two game modes, Conquest and Rush, the latter having previously been poorly represented in the map designs for Battlefield 4. The matches start out with both the enemy and friendly carriers closed. The aim is to capture objectives in order to launch missile salvos at the opposing carrier. Once the enemy carrier's health is reduced by half, then you can board the carrier, and this is where the rush influence takes over because there are two MCOM stations to arm to finish the carrier off. More so than most other game modes, it feels like the whole match is building up to a climax. It's not uncommon for both carriers to be open towards the end of the match, and it feels like a real scramble for, do I attack the enemy MCOMs or defend my own? Adding into the excellent maps and new game mode, we also had a good pick of 5 new weapons and 2 new gadgets. Overall, this DLC was a damn good package, second only to Dragon's Teeth. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, corner campers of all ages. That brings us back up to the present. After the turbulent months since Battlefield's release, it's encouraging to see that DICE are still trying to innovate. Through all the netcode issues, game-breaking bugs and iffy DLCs, I've finally been baited in by a DLC that has got me hooked on Battlefield again. Hurrah! Remember, not all DLCs are created equal. In my next video, I'm going to take a look at Frontier's Edge DLC for Titanfall. I'll be revisiting Battlefield 4 again to size up how these two DLCs compare to one another and take a look at the overall package of Season Pass versus Premium, ultimately measuring which gives you more bang for your buck at 2 different price points. Until then, I hope you're already subscribed to my channel. If not, then click that big red button on the screen now, or if you're on a mobile device, then click the sub button below the video. My goal is to reach 100 subs by September the 6th, because that will mark the 6-month milestone of me starting this channel. Let me know what your thoughts about Dragon's Teeth and Premium are by dropping a comment down below. Make sure that you like this video too. I hope to reach 10 likes, so every single one of those thumbs up counts. It's been fun hanging out, and I'll see you soon, YouTubers. Clarkside out.